What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to Jones Mansion. This is another Scott Boogie gaming video here, but it's been quite some time since the last time you guys got a chance to see CEO Jones at work here at Jones Amusement and Jones Water Company, home of the hydrocarbon. We out here at Jones Mansion, one of our biggest properties that we had in Planco 1. I'm back out here in my home office, in my home theater here, and just been enjoying myself for the last year or so. Taking a little break off, letting my kids and things do their due diligence with the company, and yeah, doing the day-to-day things. I was out of the loop. I stayed out of the loop. Me and my head contractor Drew, we was enjoying our time with our families, and Drew was out there at Planco K. Take a look. Now here we are at Oceanside Resort, guys. And let's check out. Look at Drew and his wife. They up here in their penthouse resort. Right here, they got their penthouse suite here that they've been chilling at for the last couple of weeks now. They've been out here at Planco K Island. They're about to take the next cruise back to Planco, and yeah, me and him could meet up on our new project and see how we're gonna tackle this new land that I done purchased. But we also got a job that we're gonna have to do out here at Planco K. They would like to have a fireworks show, but we never did anything like that at Jones Amusement. So we're gonna hire some outside sources and see if we can get us an outside contractor to come in with Four Brothers and the Brother-in-Law Construction Company, and we're gonna knock this thing out, as well as start scaling out our new property. So let's get started, shall we? And see, as you can see, Drew is having himself a good old time out there in Planco Cape. That was one of our last little projects we did. We had our coastal arowana put out there, but we got another invoice I got on my computer that I'm looking at right now that they would like to add something else to the island over there as far as like pyrotechnics and things like that. So I said I may go out there, take a trip, and see what kind of pyrotechnic show or what kind of light show or whatever we could do out there to add a little more flavor to Planco K Island. But in the meantime, I also just purchased a new land, and I want to go out there and take a look at it once Drew gets back from vacation, with his wife. We're gonna go out here and survey this land that I got to start off a new project for Jones Amusement. So we're gonna come out of retirement for right now, and because I was just doing a little consulting work before, just helping others with other projects and things like that. And now I want to take helm of my own project once again. Yeah. Right now, so I'm in my home office. I got a beautiful view outside. Obstacle course and everything for my daughter, private lake and pond, and indoor
Ballin'.
outdoor pool here. This is one of my prized possessions here. On Planco One, my Jones Mansion. But now let's go ahead out here to survey my land and see what we're gonna do with the new property I just bought.
A little later.
All right, guys. Now here we are. Me and Drew out here at my new land that I basically purchased for like $2. It was a reserve area that the town was gonna. The, it's a little town outside of this park here that was planning on doing a little reserve area, like forest preserve area, picnic area type thing like that. But they never got down to it, never put the money into it, the funding into it, and I basically got this property for $2. So I brought Drew out here to survey the land with me so we could see what we're gonna do. And it's a massive project for us because, like, basically right now, guys, we're probably standing in like one of the main roadways that's gonna be coming into our parking lot or into our park right here that we're gonna put here. We're trying to decide if we want to have uh, a resort or something on the park, outside the park, or do I want to build me a home outside of the park so I can be close to my new project? Who knows? You know me, guys. You know how I get down. But for first things first, we need to have us a construction office out here. So Drew got to call a couple of his guys out here, and they're gonna come build us a little construction office that we can have temporarily out here while we get started on scaling and getting some equipment out here to kind of chop down these trees here. Cause we got a new machine, man, new machine that Drew's been dying to use. Little big tree to cut down big trees. Yeah, can't wait to see him use that and his guys get to work on that. Yeah. So I'm gonna let him get to work on calling his guys and getting everything situated while I go get some orders prepared because I need to get us some attractions up in here. We're gonna start off with a couple of rides, things like that. So I got to go get all that stuff situated and planned out and getting some licenses and things for that and some work permits for Drew and his guys right now. So yeah, let me go take care of that while Drew and his boys get to work here. But yeah, it's a nice piece of property here I got for $2, right? hmm Can't wait till we get started on this, guys.
A few moments later.
Now that Drew and the guys got the temporary office set up and the supplies dropped off, equipment is here, and I got the permits right here in my hand, hot and fresh off the press. These guys could go on and get started on knocking down these trees, excavating these trees, getting them up out of here, flattening the land down right here, bulldozing this stuff out of here, so we can start our pathway into our parking lot and start off on our entrance to our new park. We still don't know the name of it yet. I'm still leaning toward the Six Flags of Planco, but we'll see. But alright, I'm gonna leave these guys to it. We'll catch them in the next part of the video. Yeah, alright, man. I came back a little bit later on in the evening and look at that. And these guys already got a lot of work done. They done got half of the trees down that was in this area. And the ones behind us a little bit. We still got a few over there. Bulldozers getting the rest of that scrub up over there and knocking down the rest of them trees. And we got our steamrollers here flattening down the area here so we can come in and get our concrete laid out and set up for our roadway here. Yeah, so I'm gonna let them finish this, guys, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for our first piece of pavement. Alright, now that was a long first day there. The guys got a lot done with the new machine that Drew ended up acquiring for the company, those tree excavators. Those things really did some work to those trees, got those things shredded down real quick. He got the guys in there with the bulldozers and the steamrollers and flattened out the area there. Now we're gonna bring in our concrete guys that's gonna come in and they're gonna start scaling out the space that we're gonna use to start our roadway with here. And overnight now, the Drew and his guys are gonna start breaking down some of these excavators and have those shipped out so we can get new equipment in for the next part of the process. Yeah, these guys did a hell of a job today. I'm really proud of them. I need to buy them some pizzas. Or maybe not. We can get them some Lunchables or something. Yeah. Catch y'all in the next part of the video. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
A little later.
Alright guys, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning here. I done arrived to the property early in the morning. Already I see Drew got his guys hard at work scaling out the area that we're gonna have our roadway on. Yeah, I signed off on these construction trucks last night. We're just waiting on our cement blasters to come through, and it's a new form of cement trucks, man. It got the cement mixing right on the back of the truck, and it spreads it out across the land just like a knife spreading out peanut butter. Yeah, cool little creation though. At Jones Amusement, we try to get some of the new inventive stuff to build our projects with. And that's no exception here. But all right, man, let me go meet up with Drew, see what's going on, and see if our trucks arrive, so we can start our cement process and start getting our first bit of pavement laid out for our new park here. And here we have the Bulldog cement spreaders right here. Yeah, all right. Now the thing here, we got the cement being mixed up as we speak in the back of these containers on the back here, and then it gets spreaded out with the little blade at the bottom. It lowers down and it spreads the concrete out evenly and smooth. So we only had enough to commission for two of them right now. At the time, we only had enough to get the license and the permit for two of these at the moment. So we're going to start off our opening streetway or roadway leading up to the park. So I'm going to have to get a couple of the guys to run those steamrollers to go out there to ride behind the Bulldog 3000 right here. And we're gonna get our pavement started off, man, so we can get the first bit of concrete laid down for the park, man, before we finish our first episode here of Breaking Grounds, man. Our new series where we're building our new park here in Jones Amusements. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it's been a while. So let me go on and get these guys situated. Make sure they know the ins and outs of the new Bulldog 3000 machine here, so they don't have no hiccups. Don't make no mistakes, man. Yeah. So we can start getting our first bit of concrete laid out up in here. So let's do it. All right, now that the guys know how to use the cement trucks, Drew is out here giving them instructions, letting them know that they got to work in tandems. They got to drive in pairs, spreaders and rollers, so they can spread the concrete out evenly, spread it out evenly, because we want to see if we can get like half of our roadway, how much of this roadway we can get done within the next 6 to 8 hours, no longer than 12 hours, because we don't want to overwork our guys out here. While he's doing that, I'm over here having a little meeting with the guys on the site by the office over here, letting them know the urgency of this project and how we want to get this done effectively right here. I brought some extra tools and things like that. We're going to work on landscaping and things around our roadways and all that. We're going to try to tackle all of that at one time. We're going to kill two birds at one stone here at Jones Amusement right now. With all our experience that we've had with previous parks, we want to roll it all up in one and complete us a nice, what can I say, cozy atmosphere for our guests as they're coming into our park and into our establishment. So yeah, so now that I done got that out the way, let the guys know what I want done over here with the meeting and everything like that. It's time to let them have at it, let them get to work, and then we'll be back a little bit later to check on the progress. All right, 10 hours later, guys, and here we go. Those new cement machines, man, they're pretty effective and pretty useful. I think we're gonna have to purchase a couple of those and keep those on deck for Four Brothers Construction Company. We definitely could use those because they did this in a little under 10 hours here. It didn't finish setting and drying here. They were able to stand on this right now. I'm just taking a look at it and seeing what's going on down there. We're gonna do something with that. Have a cave, not a cave, but it's gonna be a tunnel coming out of the mountains over there through the valleys that leads over here to the park. So I think we're gonna do some landscaping with that. So I'm gonna have to get some excavators down there to try to plant some trees down there on those hills right over the tunnel right there. But these guys did a hell of a job today. These last couple of days rather out here in the park. The land that I paid $2 for. Uh huh. Yeah. I'm glad you guys could join me here. This was the first of many episodes here at Breaking Grounds here with Jones Amusement. It's been a long time since you see me on the screen, guy. Like I said, I was taking a hiatus now. But if you're new to the channel, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, that subscribe button, and come back and join me and Drew and Four Brothers Construction Company as we finish building our Six Flags over Planco. That's what I'm going to call it. Six Flags over Planco, guys. So until next time and until the next Breaking Ground video, I'll catch you all in the next one.